Hello and hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to the last week in Germany, where I, some random dude in Indiana, look up the top posts and news stories out of Germany that have happened over the last 7 days. Make sure I'm up to date on everything. Let's do it. In the top post on r/Germany, guys. Germany beats Turkey in the finals of Eurobasket and becomes the basketball European champion for the second time in history. Let's go! Hell yeah.
Has it. He puts up a three.
Oh!
This is Germany.
Wait.
They have it. And Osman
Germany's in black, right?
avoids. He goes up.
Oh shit.
He misses. Germany have done it.
That's it!
They have won an absolute battle against Turkey here at the Arena Riga.
Wait, it's pronounced Turkey-a?
An absolute
Is that not? It's just Turkey, isn't it?
battle against Turkey.
I just feel really stupid. I don't know. Whatever. This Turkey, Republic of Turkey. Oh, okay. I guess Turkey is like the more proper name. Interesting.
Here at the Arena Riga. They're like, been here, done this. It happened in Manila.
Fuck yeah. Let's go, Germany. It's interesting. Apparently, like European basketball, the tactics are so different from American basketball that American basketball players find it very difficult to play in European leagues. I knew you guys were good at basketball. I didn't know you were that good. Damn. What a match. Glad we won, and huge shout out to the Turkish team. That was a game worthy of being called a final. Love to see that. Love to see some respect being shown for the opponents. I'm going to watch some highlights of that game. I assume it would just get instantly like copyrighted. Like, I mean, I just did watch the ending, and I don't even know if that showed up because it might have gotten copyrighted, and I very well might have had to cut it out. So I don't know. Maybe you saw that. Maybe you didn't. But I am interested to see more. Oh my God, guys! Breaking news! For the first time in history, a train arrived 5 minutes early in Germany. How does that even happen? Did the conductor speed down the track? Or it was 23 hours and 55 minutes late. That's more likely, isn't it? Oh, yeah, way more likely. AI-generated pictures are getting out of hand. No one will fall for this. It's impossible. This is the first time the number ever turned green. No, I mean, I've never even stepped foot on a train, let alone a train in Germany. So I'm just really talking out of my ass. I just know you guys always complain about the trains being late. International students in Germany contribute 8 times more to public budgets than the amount the government spends on them, according to new research from the German Academic Exchange Service. Where was it? Was it in Germany that I saw that pensioners are now making more money than like the young working class? I'm sorry, that's just kind of like I don't know, that doesn't sound good, right? That does not sound like healthy as far as economically. So yeah, this adds up, huh? 8 times. I'm looking up historic results at Eurobasket, guys. So this is the gold medalist. It looks like this only happens every 3 years? Or even every, well, wait, 2025, 2022, 2020, 2017. They must have skipped it during COVID, huh? So every 3 years, maybe? Or 2 years? Every two years. I'm confused. Regardless, okay, it was Germany. You guys just won. Legendary. Have you guys ever won before is my question. Russia used to compete. I don't know, but I'm guessing they weren't allowed in this year. Germany, you guys won in 93. Soviet Union. It's so trippy to me, you know, being born right after the Soviet Union collapsed. To me, it feels like ancient history, but it's just not. You know, it's just not. Oh, and it was West Germany in 1985. It's just not that long ago, 1985. In West Germany again. You guys have been good at basketball since before you guys were reunited. So we know which side was good at basketball, okay? It's the West Germans carrying, clearly. Soviet Union, holy shit, went on a run there for a while, though. All right, top post in the DE subreddit, guys. Man, according to whom the basic right to fire ship ownership requires 50,000 deaths annually, dies from gun violence. About Charlie Kirk. Classy. Yikes. And I see that this was, it's Der Postillon. It's the satirical thing. Although, is this satire? I mean, I disagreed with Charlie Kirk on a lot of things, but I think it's kind of like twisted to in any way make light of his assassination, considering all he really did was participate in the free discourse of words, in a free democracy. It's a pretty important job, honestly, for people. And I mean, people I disagree with, too, as well. You know what I mean? To participate in debates, represent. He certainly represents a lot of the thought going on here in America. And all he did was talk. He wasn't like some tyrant. I mean, he wasn't even in government. He just talked. And I think there's something about this that bothers me, because it's like, you don't know. Maybe if you could ask him right now, after he's died, hey Charlie, like, what do you think? Do you still stand by what you said? He might say yes. He might say, I believe, it's my value that the Second Amendment, the rights for the citizens to bear arms, was worth, the cost of even my death. Honestly, that would be a pretty badass thing for him to say, and we can't know because he's dead. Now, I saw something about this, and this is pretty badass, okay? In my opinion, this is pretty badass. I can't even hide it. I know it's a little bit political, but I can't hide this opinion of mine. The opposition to surveillance of the citizenry, is pretty badass, in my opinion, and I know Germany played an important role in opposing this chat control law going through the EU. And this is it's talking about renowned researchers remind members of the EU Parliament and the EU Council that chat control would offer unprecedented opportunities for surveillance, control, and censorship. They call for addressing the root cause of, I'm not going to say that word, against children, instead of monitoring hundreds of millions of people. More than 470 scientists from 34 countries. It's interesting that it's scientists. Anyway, opposing the current chat control proposal, which the Danish Council presidency introduced into the EU Council. The European Commission has been trying to implement a project that would screen encrypted communications in the EU, for example, on messaging apps like Signal. This approach aims to search for depictions of, you can read that yourself. My wife and I found a sold book in our house. What the fuck? What is this? Whoa. So it's some kind of like Nazi identification book, passport type thing. Whoa, dude. Damn. It's so interesting to see stuff like this and imagine, seeing remnants of the Nazis and the war in person. For me, it's a faraway concept. Other than behind some glass in a museum, have I ever seen any type of World War II memorabilia or anything like that. So it would just be so interesting to, for instance, find this. They say they found it in their house. They moved into their house and found this among the things the previous owners left in the house. Wow. It's basically a record on who that person was, what unit, and some weapon qualification records. Interesting. The most unexpected culture shock in Germany. I just moved to Berlin last week and I've already made this mistake twice. In German supermarkets, there's usually one entrance and one exit. But that is never the case in Ireland. And even when it is, they are never alarmed. I was looking in Aldi for a ring binder, couldn't find it, so stupidly just walked back out as it wasn't gated. The alarm went off. Oh shit. Yeah, that doesn't happen here in America either. Interestingly, there are usually two. There is an entrance and an exit, but it's kind of like, it's not official or anything. It's just that the exit is behind where the checkout cash registers were, and the entrance is, more so like unobstructed by the cash registers. But you can go in or out of either one. Now, if you do go out the entrance with like a basket full of stuff, you might get asked to see your receipt, which, by the way, you actually don't have to show them, but you probably should, or else it can get awkward. But yeah, since there are laws here in America that since that is now your property, assuming you did pay for it, it is your property and you do not have to show the receipt. You're allowed to take it and you're allowed to leave without showing a receipt to anybody. Alarm went off, but I had my headphones in and also didn't really care. Then a security guard ran up and grabbed me, checked my bag, then gave out to me. It's not something I suspected as being a culture shock, but I need to learn. Thankfully, in Lytle, it wasn't an issue, and I was able to just walk back in. But yeah, kind of annoyed, as it seems fairly ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, oh my, ridiculous to my Irish brain. Jesus. Ridiculous. That would actually be startling. That would be startling to get grabbed. You know, I mean, you would, yeah. Like, I personally wouldn't think I was doing anything wrong just walking back out the way I came in and you're getting grabbed. Damn. Yes, and the Aldi cashier lines are very narrow and the lines are always long, so it's really awkward to get out through the exit if you didn't buy anything. On purpose. Mural and Coblins, who is she? We got the answer, folks, I think. Artwork for the Women's Emergency Hotline. That's cool. The famous traffic light man, one of the coolest things about Germany. Okay, this isn't like at the top of the list, but it's on the list somewhere. This is pretty cool. I will be stoked to see these guys in person for the first time. Ampfelmannchen. What the heck? This is a trippy. You gotta love Germany, man. I don't even know why this just feels so German, but it does, you know? Other than the architecture, like the mini German architecture, but everything about it just screams German to me. You guys like miniaturizing things in general, you know, making like mini trains and cities and shit. It's very cool. Oh my God, look at that. My son would have a blast. Markenpark Ruhpolding or Markenpark Wolfratshausen. Oh, it's Taunus Wunderland. And they also have this extremely iconically German slide. All right, that was fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a great weekend. And I hope to see you again tomorrow.